I'm Indigo Forest, and we're here on the business with the Riley Burke Band.
Hi,
You're Riley Burke.
I'm Riley Burke. I am a singer-songwriter and I play acoustic guitar and sing in the band.
I am Quentin. My job is guitar.
Hi, my name is John. I play some keys.
So, Riley, I wanted to ask you, what was like your original inspiration for becoming an artist and a singer?
Yeah, so I started taking piano lessons for like as long as I could remember. Like I was 3 years old, I think. And then I got into theater in middle school, and I honestly saw myself like my main aspiration for my life was to be on Broadway and do theater like forever. I was in love with it. It just made me feel very happy. I've always loved performing. And then when I got into college, I just kind of had a shift in what I wanted to do. I started writing music over the pandemic, and it's something that I've just fallen in love with. I took a lot of inspiration growing up from Adele and No Doubt, and just women in music that have great voices. I always just wanted to be a performer and a singer. And then when I started writing, it just kind of all clicked for me. Like, this is really what I'm meant to do, is share my own experiences and write things.
Absolutely. And the pandemic, I feel like, was that perfect time to be able to cultivate those talents and skills and feelings and all those things that like help drive us as an artist.
Right.
If people didn't make use of that time, then I bet they're regretting it now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I was a senior in high school when the pandemic hit. So I was going through a lot of emotions because I didn't get to like graduate on a stage with everybody. I was going through my first breakup ever. So I had a lot of emotions about that.
A lot of motivation to write.
Yes, exactly.
And express yourself.
Yes. And like the most free time I'd ever had in my childhood, like for real. Because I was always very busy. I was in dance and theater and speech and debate, and I've never had any free time to do anything or like create something for myself.
Right.
So it was very
all that
fun.
downtime. You're like,
yeah,
who is Riley?
Who am I? Yeah.
That's a beautiful question. But I think I would like to know a little bit more about like your songwriting process. So like when you go to write a song, like how does it usually start for you, and like what role do your band members have?
Yeah. So everything starts bare bones, just me with my guitar or my keyboard. And I fully flesh it out. And then there's sometimes where I need some extra lyrics or some advice on what direction to go. And that's where these guys come in, and then they write their own parts on their instruments, which adds so much to the vision that I had, and they help me really bring that to life. So
you feel like that takes a lot of pressure off you as an artist?
Oh God, yes, because I can't do anything other than play cowboy chords on the guitar and play like in like D major, C major, or A minor or whatever on the piano. So yeah, there's a lot of times where I feel like I have a very different idea of where something's going, and then they get a hold of it, and it just kind of turns out to be something totally different, but way better than what I wanted. I remember like when we started, like I very much considered myself like a solo artist, like just like chill singer-songwriter, like ballady, like emotional stuff. And then this one is like, we got to put electric guitar on this. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then it turns into like this big rock thing.
It adds like a different layer of dynamic to
Yeah.
Music needed some balls.
Yes.
There you go. Nature has exemplified itself in those two categories.
Yeah.
You gotta have the layers.
Yeah.
Without those two layers, I mean, you don't have life, I guess.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about your instrumental contributions?
With the songwriting process?
Yeah.
Well, from my point of view, she brings a song, I write a guitar part. That's about the extent.
But I always love it. So like
performance-wise, I feel like you always add like a really good layer to the music.
I always improvise any of the songs that are going on.
He refuses. He refuses to play a solo like scripted.
For sure.
Yeah, which I think is cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, the performance layer, I can tell you have fun with and you enjoy. Thank you.
If I didn't have fun, I don't know what I'd be doing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. Like she'll bring a song, and like for me playing keys, it's like I have to find the sound that like fits the band, but also like some of these songs have there's a sound to it, like Stargirl. There's like a very specific keyboard sound to it.
Right.
Like MTV has a specific keyboard sound to it. It's not just like I'm just gonna play piano and everything. Like
Right. You have to find the actual like electric sound that you want to have before you hit the notes. Like you have to find that element, the vibe kind of that you want to bring with the song.
And just like a guitar player like Quincy might use different sounds for different songs. Like it totally changes the identity when it's like, let's add some honky tonk piano on Love Me Too. And it's like, wow, this is like a different vibe now. Or like,
right.
I add strings on everything.
Add the seasoning, just sprinkle that on.
Oh yeah. I got that reference.
Degree.
Someone has to.
Exactly.
Something about these two that I love is they're so good at counter melodies that, oh my gosh, I just love like Getting Used to You, like the counter melody that they kind of echo each other a little bit.
Right.
It's just so cool. I don't know. You
guys have great chemistry as a band group, as a friend group.
Oh yeah.
I always commend like Lance and like all you guys in like your generation. I feel like you guys collaborate really well. You have good chemistry.
Yeah.
And it just brings like a refreshing like air to like the music scene. And I think it's really cool.
That's so sweet. Yeah. I was terrified of collaborating with anybody before I started collaborating with them. The whole way that the band formed is like so funny because my sister used to play drums for me and she quit because she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And then I met him and he stuck around and then
Care to elaborate on that?
Yeah. I really was not in it deep into the scene. I didn't really know anybody yet. And I had asked every single music person I knew if they knew any drummers. And now he plays guitar and not drums, but he was on the drums for a really long time. So I feel like everybody's really intimately aware of all of the songs from multiple perspectives, which is cool because we had a switch around recently, the beginning of this year. But anyway, I had asked this girl who I was friends with in middle school, and we're still pretty good friends. We talk every now and then. And I was like, hey, your boyfriend plays drums, right? And she's like, yeah, he plays drums, guitar, and he writes his own music. And I'm like, would he want to play a show with me at the Wick Yards on April 2nd, which was 2 weeks away? And she's like, yeah, sure, here's his number. So we meet, and then they broke up mutually, and now we're dating. So.
Kevin just scooped them up and be like, it's my kid now.
Oh my god. No bad blood. We all still hang out together.
Cool.
She was like, you should date Quentin. Yeah. But I just love being I feel so blessed to have the people around in this band that I have, and getting to make music with your boyfriend is so much fun. Cringe. I know, we're disgusting. No.
It's kind of cute.
It's one of those beautiful dichotomies where some days you just want to wrap your hands around the other person's neck. But when you're finished and the product is done, it is bliss.
Yeah. I've been there, done that.
I don't know about that. And
No, but after so many years of playing out, what are your guys' favorite venues to play at?
Oh, I love West Side Bowl.
Yeah.
Always love West Side Bowl. I love the Wick Yards. Eric is so great. There's this place in Akron that we go to a lot, the Rialto Theater. I love it there. They're very, very community centered, I guess. They have a lot of different programs there where you can play a show there and they record it live for you and you can release a live of it. They do a podcast there. It's very cool and they're just very sweet there.
What was it called again?
The Rialto Theater.
Rialto
in Akron.
Theater in Akron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ohio has a ton of opportunity for collaboration for different artists, and historically we have had really creative artists in this area.
Oh yeah.
So it's nice to just see that kind of carry over, and it might be in little pockets, and you might just have to do a little bit of research, but there's always always something going
Oh
on.
yeah, there's so many creative and talented people here. Like it's insane. Like I just feel like everybody supports each other and everybody is so unique too. Like no two bands sound the same, I feel like.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's what like
Yeah.
gives us like our own sound in this area, like funk
Yeah.
and like a lot of different things come
Yeah.
from Dayton, like in Ohio and stuff like that. So it's really cool to just see,
Yeah.
you know, how, you know, even things like pop music
Yeah.
doesn't sound the same here as it does like in California or
Right.
somewhere else, you know, because we play it a little bit differently,
Yeah.
emotional tone.
It's got that
things like
Midwest flair.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. So
Right.
your album is coming
Yes!
out October 18th.
It is coming out on October 18th.
And it's first night at the drive-through?
First night at the drive-in.
Drive-in. There
Yeah,
you go.
like the theater, the movie theater.
Not like fast food.
No, yeah, no.
First night at McDonald's.
Yeah,
we could rename it. It's not too late. No.
first night at the drive-in.
Mhm.
And what would be your favorite song on that? We already talked about mine a little bit earlier. My favorite song on there is Getting Used to You.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite song on the project?
Oh, it changes all the time, but I think I'll always have a soft spot for Changed My Mind.
Okay.
It's going to be the closer.
Okay.
That's the most recently written one too, so I'm the least tired of it, I feel like.
Right.
But I love the guitar solo on it. It's killer. And then we got these very contemporary sounding key parts that John does, and Lance is smashing it on the drums, and the bass line is very funky. And I love that song. And it's about like it's about my people pleasing and starting to say what I want to say for once instead of what people want to hear from me.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it holds a special place in my heart. Yeah, I love 143 also. That one's it's very deep. I don't know. It's emotional. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing all of them.
Yeah.
Q, what's
How
your
about
favorite?
you?
I like Lighthouse because I get to have my guitar moment on the album. I get to do a big Gilmore-esque solo, and I have a lot of fun with that.
The way you look right into the camera.
Every time.
And I feel like that's a tough act to follow.
I have to follow
I
up.
can't
with
do that. That's like intimidating. Getting Used to You is probably my favorite. But Stargirl's getting there. There's like a lot of keyboard tracks. That was really fun. And then honorable mention, I Go With You, which is kind of one, I'm going to speak for the band, is we kind of all had mixed feelings. Like when Riley presented it to us, we're like, we don't really know. And then we went into the studio, and there's like literally like 18 percussion tracks. Like Lance did like the bass and drums, and then I went into like congas, tambourine, shaking. Like it really turned into something we didn't imagine it would be, I think. But that's like an honorable mention. But
Yeah.
Getting Used to You is still number one.
Number one.
Get over it.
I have to elaborate on the didn't turn out like it turned out better than we thought, or like the way that it turned out was really good. Jared Fullerman is our producer.
Okay.
Jared Fullerman, JRD FLLRMN, I think is his Instagram. I don't know.
Nope.
And also he has his own music out under Jared Fullerman with no vowels. He's fantastic. We loved working with him. He's got this very like indie pop perspective. And there were a lot of songs on this album that I was like, I don't know, I just don't think it's worthy of being recorded. Even like Stargirl, I wrote like literally 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Love Me Too, I also wrote 4 years ago, but I've always known Love Me Too was like, that's going to be the leading single. Like I've known that since I've written it. Like that's a great like introduction song. But Stargirl, I was like, I don't even want to record Stargirl. I don't think it's good enough. But he had all these ideas, and I think they turned out so good. Same with Open Letter on the album. Oh my gosh, he just did fantastic, and we loved working with him. Highly recommend Jared Fullerman for your production needs. He's also in No Funk, No Justice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he plays keyboard and sometimes guitar in that, I think.
They're Susie's classic from back in the day. So,
Yeah.
I remember them.
Yeah, and then Lizzie Jadu, she's also in No Funk, No Justice, and she used to work with us a lot as well. She sang background vocals on the album too, and
Nice.
I love her as a person, and I love her voice, and I listen to the harmonies sometimes, and her and Lance's voices together just like make me cry. They're so good.
Do you have any other people you would like to shout out? I always like to do like a shout out segment.
Shout out segment.
Yeah, so
Matt
Matt.
has helped us out so much. Matt Streisky. He's in Currents Collide, and he plays bass with us now. We used to have, I don't know, we've switched our lineup quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I was kind of in a bind and I really needed somebody, and he stepped up and learned all these original songs, and he's fantastic and we love him. He's a great friend as well. Lance is not here right now either, and Lance plays drums, and he also played bass on the album because we recorded all of that before Matt was involved. Matt also might be contributing to the album cover. We're still working on the cover art for it. We don't know if we're gonna Photoshop it or just keep it plain, but he worked a lot on that. So regardless of if it ends up on it, I want to recognize him for that.
Shout out to Matt.
Shout out to Matt.
Shout out to Lance.
Shout out to Lance. Maddie Perkins, thank you so much. She did the cover art and a photo shoot for us. She's great. She's based in Kent. She's a photographer. And then Wesley Vert did some video work for us as well, and he's great as well. He's also based in Kent. Yeah. Shout out to my mom for letting us practice in her basement.
Shout out to Mom always.
Mom,
Susie.
love you, Susie. My dad is great. He supports us a lot. Buckeye Jim. Buckeye Jim.
Wow.
Wow. That's an inside joke. Yeah. Any other
Shout out.
people we can think of?
Shout out you, Ty Forrest.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Ty. Yeah. Thanks for
appreciate
having
that.
us. We love you.
No
Yeah.
problem.
You do
So
great things for the scene.
thank you.
Yeah.
And you guys do too.
Thank
Like I said, that your guys' chemistry is fun. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the album just
Thank
as
you.
like a fan, as a friend, I'm just
Yeah.
looking forward to the release.
Oh yeah.
So the release is on the 18th, but we're
Yes.
doing a party at West
Yes.
Side Bowl on the 19th.
On the 19th. It's the day after. Don't get it confused. The album comes out on Friday the 18th. The release show is Saturday, October 19th. It's at Westside Bowl. Doors at 6:30, show at 7:30. Tickets are $12 at the door or $10 in advance. We have an all-female fronted lineup, which I'm so excited for. We have Candace Campana, who's a local legend, Katie Robinson and the Wanderers. They're from Akron, and we played for her single release show at Rialto Theater. So I'm glad that we're going to have her come to Youngstown because she welcomed us to Akron. And we have Black Wolf and the Thief, who obsessed with them. I love them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Carolyn's going to be singing some backup vocals for the live show too.
Dude, that's exciting.
I love her. She's great. She's fantastic. I'm so excited. Yeah, that's
It sounds like more of a party than just a release show. It's
Yeah.
like a little bit of both, You get to
Yeah.
celebrate the local connections, the local community, as
Yes.
well as the album coming out.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's just going to be great. Westside Bowl is always a great time, to
Yeah.
have your shows
Oh yeah,
and those community kind of
Right.
events.
we wouldn't want to have it anywhere else.
Fun for all ages, right?
Oh, yeah.
All ages. Can
all
come.
ages show.
Yeah.
We got bowling, we got pizza,
All that.
beer. Not
Yeah,
for all ages.
that's not all
Not for the
ages.
kids.
Not for all ages, but it's available.
But who doesn't want pizza and beer and live music?
Absolutely.
So true. Yeah, really
Well,
excited about it.
I'm excited for you, and it's like so many years, like you said, in the making.
Yes.
People don't always see that. Like
Yeah.
people are just like, oh, they had a new album come out, or they had this,
Right.
and it's actually like, oh, I've been sitting on this for like 7 years.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
it's like a
Seriously.
slow crawl,
Mhm.
and then finally you're snowballing down the hill, and then you're
Yeah.
like, what's the album cover art?
That, absolutely. It's like things have been, there's some things that have been very, like, that are very old, like stuff that's been written 4 years ago, and then stuff that's like, oh my gosh, we have to like upload the album, and what is the cover going to be? The name of the album was debated on for like this whole year.
Right.
And we were like, it's going to come to us. Like, it's going to click and we'll have it and it'll be good. But it was still like oh my God, what do we call it? Like a month ago. Like we still didn't know.
Right.
We decided at the Campfield Fair and we were like, that's it. That's the one. So yeah.
Last night at
Mhm.
the drive-in.
First
Well, I
night
think
at
we
the
should
drive-in.
actually just
Yeah.
let's retcon it. It's last night at the drive-through from now on.
Yeah. We'll make a parody album of it. It's like, oh my gosh, the Weird Al parody
Yeah.
stuck at the drive-through.
Yeah.
Yes, I was obsessed with that when I was
Same.
like 11. I learned all the words and memorized it.
A musical ode to Midnight McDonald's.
Taco Bell. Correction. Midnight Taco Bell. It's different.
All right, last night at the drive-in.
First night at the drive-in.
Oh my goodness! Oh.
The way you can remember it is like it's like a coming of age album. I feel like
For
all
sure.
the jeez, oh man, all the songs kind of like encompass like firsts in my life. I guess like first love, first breakup, first time doing a lot of different things. I guess
For sure.
So yeah.
First night at the drive-in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You got it.
And credits.
Yeah.
And scene.
But no, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
I'm really looking forward to the album. I'm looking forward to the show.
Yeah.
And just thank you guys for blessing the music community and just being yourselves.
Thank
Rock and
you
roll.
for the same. Oh my gosh. Right
Rock
back
and
at you.
roll.
Rock and
Thanks,
roll.
Ty. You're a real one.
Thank this Fern.
Thank you, Fern, for being here
The
today.
rock and roll Fern.
Rock and roll.
We've
Hall
got
of Fern.
we've got rock and roll McDonald's. Now we need rock and roll Fern.
AKA Don't Look Back. Don't Look Back is the same chords as Rock and Roll McDonald's. I didn't know
literally.
that.
Okay.
This is like the blooper card.
This is
Okay.
we can cut it before
For all those fans out there, listen to Don't Look
Oh
Back
my god.
and then put on Rock and Roll McDonald's by Wesley Willis. You will laugh your butt off.
You sure will.
I got a quarter tank of gas and a heart full of love, and I'm on my way to you, so you better buckle up. I'm driving round in circles, baby. You know you make me crazy, crazy. Roll the windows down, don't got nowhere to be. Boy, you know I'm
A restaurant where they buy food to eat. It is a good place to listen to the music. People flock here to get down to the rock music. Rock and roll, man.